Well, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. We're actually going this morning to watch the Mike McCarthy press conference. He's going to touch on some of the issues that the Cowboys have as far as Dak Prescott goes and some of the things that he's liked, and we will discuss it after the press conference.
What encourages you most about what you've seen from the defense and from where it was this stage last year?
Well, I think the defense has done a great job, just with the, grasping the concepts, the new concepts, the understanding. I think anytime you have so much new, which, from the coaching staff to the veteran players to the rookie class, I think the way this group has come together has been very impressive. They've clearly are in sync. And with all the different personnel groups that we've been trying to mix and match and so forth. So, I just think from a historical standpoint, it's clearly one of the best years I've seen in the install phase of training camp. And what I'm referring to is the missed assignments and the mental errors are as low as I could ever recall. So, and to accomplish that with all the newness, it's very impressive from my position.
You've mentioned this before, that there's so many different days of the week for games through the preseason and the first part of the season. Next week's kind of a rare Sunday preseason game. Is next week kind of a dry run for when you do actually finally get to play during Sunday?
Frankly, it's a pain in the ass next week, just because it's 8 days. And and I'm never complaining about more work, but there's just a lot of shifting gears. I think we all would like to get into some form of regularity, have an in-season schedule. We were trying to get that done this week. I've never had 4 8-day weeks in a row, or at least 3. So just getting that done, because these games are great opportunities for your young players because of the amount of time they play. But and also we spend a lot of time looking at play time, and going to 80 next week's going to be a challenge, just to be honest. Playing that 4th preseason game, because it's our 4th, where everybody else it's their 3rd. So just going through those mechanics, because you always would like to look ahead a little bit and start preparing for your opener in that last week. That's something we've done, and we got the new bye week before the first game. It's different for us because we're playing on a Thursday game. So just it's just new, no excuse, but just a lot of up and down. So, but it's also, frankly, it's getting us ready, because that's the way our schedule is too. Our regular season schedules is a little bit up and down. With the travel, that you don't really get into a 7-game swing here for a number of weeks. So, I guess it's great preparation for us. I should be thankful.
Do you anticipate playing your starters half tomorrow? How do you plan to play?
We're not on the same playtime plane, offense and defense. So I think our defense will reflect more of where you like to be, in this 3rd game. So you'll see some of those guys go the whole first half, where we're just because of the the injuries and the combination of players on offense, you'll probably see the younger players earlier on offense than you do on defense.
Will Zach and Leo play?
The plan is for them to play, yes.
What about DeMarcus Lawrence? What's the plan for him?
No, he will not play in this game.
He asked about Leo. How is his neck, shoulder, or whatever that knocked him out?
Doing better. He'll practice today. So.
Would you like Dak to get a normal week of practice next week, like full go, or feel like you need that?
To be honest with you, we're just trusting the training staff on this one. So they're counting every throw. This is a volume regulation, endurance. There's a big picture outlook to this. So, hopefully he'll definitely be involved in some form of practice more than this week. But to stand here and tell you he'd be full go and take all the reps, I can't. I'm not there yet.
Is that something you think might have to carry into the regular season with him on a pitch count during the week?
Oh, I don't think so. I think we're just trying to get back to the level that he was before the injury.
How close are you to defining roles on your defensive players, especially your veteran guys?
Well, we're not set in stone on exactly who's this, but I mean we definitely been, you know, you've seen the practices and you've seen the way we're repping them. We've been doing all the different combinations. I mean it's, you know, it's going to take all of them, you know, and this is as healthy of a, you know, depth situation that I've been in with the front seven. So we got a lot of good numbers there, and there's a lot of competition. You know, probably the biggest challenge is to get some of these guys enough playing time. So that's going to be,
yeah.
and those are good challenges to have.
We've asked you a lot about Connor Williams at center, but how's the competition with him and Connor McGovern going at left guard, and is that still to be worked through this preseason?
I think they're both having really good camps. You know, I would give the, you know, if we were starting, you know, if we were playing today, Connor Williams would probably go, but I think Connor McGovern is just continued to build off of last year. I mean, he had a tremendous finish, you know, as far as his growth as a player throughout last year. He had a strong finish at the end of the year, and he has continued that. So very, very pleased with both corners.
Mike Golston's kind of got lost in the shuffle because he hasn't been able to get on the field. What's his status? Do you envision being able to?
Chauncey's getting better. I mean, he's you know, he's getting close. I wouldn't put him in. He won't practice this week. I think he'll be hard pressed to maybe get some individual work next week. But you know, we'll just see how he continues in the rehab.
Mario on target to play about 10 to 12 snaps Saturday for you.
You looking at my notes? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, did he?
He's been looking at your notes.
Yeah. Well, it's great. We're on the same page, me and Mario.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Ask some questions you already have the answers to.
There you go.
You asked about Lale. Will Tyron get some action this week?
I mean, everything goes well today. Yeah, you know, I'd like to get, you know, both Tyron and Zach in there and just get them some work.
Elliott won't go, though. He'll be another guy who probably won't play.
No, Zeke won't play tomorrow night.
No Zeke.
Don't you watch Hard Knocks? I mean, Rich forgot to cut that out. That was, yeah.
Do you have an uncommonly large number of spots that still could go either way on this team, or not usually?
Well, I think so, and I probably shouldn't even share this, but I think, you know, with this practice squad, you know, I've always looked at it this way, and it's the way I talk to the team. You know, it'll be 69, but you know, we're going to need every one of these players, and I believe in the investment that we have with every one of our players since April. So I'm just hopeful that when the dust does clear, you know, at the end of the cuts, that we're standing here with all of our guys.
You talked to us in Oxnard about how you don't cut to 53 every day and in meetings and things. When do you start discussing that? When do those things kind of start going at?
I mean, frankly, I think the first real time through it'll probably be Sunday or Monday. You know, so because you know this game will be very similar to how, you know, the play projected play time, you know, should probably work out for the fourth game. So, but yeah, we'll start, you know, going through it, because I mean, you know, their injury report is such a big component of these decisions, you know, and you know, with the IR return and, you know, just those other, you know, those other options, you know, you have a lot more options than you normally have, you know, so.
One of the changes last year with the practice squad was not just the increased number, but the ability to have veterans on that. And is that the same this year, and how does that change things when you're having to make those kind of decisions?
My understanding that the rules are exactly the same as last year. So, but yeah, those are the things that, you know, the IR return, the unlimited. So all those factors are involved in these decisions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so that is the end of the press conference there. Interesting, a couple things. Looks like we'll have the Cowboys offensive line pretty much together for the first time. That Zach and Lyle, Lyle, of course, should be practicing today, and we'll be getting some reps and stuff. And they believe that we'll end up having Tyron Smith, depending on how things go today, as well. So we may actually have the offensive line together for the game tomorrow night. Zeke will not play. We know Dak won't play. D-Law won't play as well. And he's basically stressed that probably you'll see more of the defensive starters out there longer than the offensive starters just because of injuries and things. The part that of course, makes you still wonder, the great mystery that is Dak Prescott's injury. He was asked about if Dak Prescott will be a full go for practice next week, and his response was, "We're just going by the numbers and progressing. I don't have an answer on that yet." So we don't know exactly where that situation is going to be with Dak Prescott. Of course, we still have basically 20 days, 9 hours, 7 minutes, and 40 seconds until we play against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Some good news, I guess we could say, is Connor McGovern. That Connor McGovern has actually been playing so well, they look almost at a luxury of it at guard, where we can experiment with, of course, Connor Williams at center as well. And they're looking basically to say, what are the best 5 guys we have playing, to have them out on the field at any stretch of the imagination. And here's the thing. Tomorrow night's game is huge for a lot of guys. Tomorrow night is really the last time to really put your stamp on trying to be a Dallas Cowboy player, because, as he put it out, we haven't really looked at who's going to make the. If you are one of those guys that are trying to fight for a spot on the roster, and I don't know what happened, like, for example, with the Eagle players last night, because you didn't show me, I didn't see anybody out there that's saying, I'm trying to make this roster, I'm trying to make an impression. That was just completely but ugly. In previous preseason games, for example, you look at a guy like Kamara. Kamara, he knows he's undersized. He knows that he's not going to have too many opportunities, but he's going out there and playing like gangbusters and trying to force the Cowboys' hand to say, you know what, maybe we need to keep this guy on special teams and try and see if we can develop him, maybe put some more weight on him. But this guy has got a killer instinct in him. I'll be honest with you. I looked at the Eagles game, and if I was a coach trying to evaluate, the roster cuts and things like that, I didn't see too many guys out there. Maybe I'm just blinded because I am a Dallas Cowboy fan, but I didn't see too many guys that looked like they had some dog in them, some fight in them, like they actually cared about trying to make the roster. Most of those guys looked like, I'm just ready to get this game over with and get the hell out of here. So I expect to see our Cowboy players, because you have so many people that are trying to fight for that roster spot, trying to fight for that starting position. Your Kellen Josephs that's, like, hey, I'm a rookie, but I'm trying to get that starting role, okay? If you're an Anthony Brown, hey, I'm a veteran, and I'm seeing that if maybe I'm not a starter, I might not be here. I expect to see him kind of step up and do things. And if you're a young guy, like Micah Parsons, you're trying to, carve out your spot as well. So hopefully this is the dress rehearsal that we hope to see and start seeing some people really taking off. Because next week, again, we play next Sunday, which will be a shorter time between our game on Sunday, of course, and everybody else, because we do have the season opener on a Thursday night. I don't see them trying to play their starters next Sunday. I just don't. Because they are closer than everybody else to Tampa Bay. So tomorrow night is the final really shot for guys to really carve their niche out. So we'll see what happens. And as always, I appreciate you guys being here, and we'll have any other news for you guys. Again, I was hoping that next week was the week that we're going to finally start seeing Dak Prescott really, in practice and stuff. I'm hoping that this is all kind of a ruse that or a game that the Cowboys are playing, much like they did last year with not putting on the numbers and not having any close-ups, trying not to get out any information for the other team. And maybe what they're trying to do is get Tampa Bay to have to worry about preparing for Garrett Gilbert, and then they come out with Dak Prescott. I don't know. This could be gamemanship. Anyway, I will see you later. Don't forget to tune in tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern, for our live stream. Actually, tune in at 7:45. We'll be covering the Washington football game and rolling into our regular live stream. I appreciate you. Peace.